All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Group Chart Analysis. It is Tuesday, Monday. Oh, is it Monday? Tuesday, August 21st. I never know. Tuesday, August 21st, 2018. And a lot of good things happened last night, especially on the four main pairs that I play. A couple of them continued a little farther than expected. I know you, Chief, we were looking at for it to possibly reverse, but it was also hitting that supply and demand zone, hence the consolidation, and it continued down. The other pair that we looked at was GJ. This finally reversed for the pullback that it's been due for. And it's shooting up towards that for the 1 hour Mayo, it went right past it. I'm looking at let me look at this 4 hour. This thing's gonna be pulling up for a little bit longer, which is why I was looking at UJ ultimately to be going back up. So we'll be seeing how that all plays out. Euro AUD, this one was a little bit different. I had this one ultimately going down, but if you guys see, I mean, I just literally right before I started recording this, I just drew up the supply and demand zone right here. What I'm going to do is over here, this entire area price always either reject it or completely reversed, and this is where it's at right now. So we could expect something here, but we'll be going over that in a bit. So let me go over the pairs that we're going to be seeing. So Euro USD, gold, GU, and AU all predicted. They all continued up another level. There was minor pullbacks on the smaller time frame, so you could have got in on that. I know a few people did, so that's cool. And they all got out. But this thing has finally hit a spot where it's now looking forward to the midweek reversal. Now it still has to set up. There's a couple things I'm going to wait to see what happens. Euro USD looks like it's actually setting up for a head and shoulders right now, based on the 15-minute and the hour. The divergence starts very clean. So you have the divergence starts here. The TDI comes all the way down, goes across. We have this here, and it starts over here. So this is where the divergence kind of starts here. What we're going to do is wait for this to shoot up. It'll probably retest that high through a double top M. It'll drop down hard. It'll break that water, come through, pull back towards it, and retest this zone. All right, it will retest the zone for the continuation drop down for that right shoulder, overall bringing it back down with the trend. All right, so that's what we're going to ideally be looking for. You want to wait for this to be a double top. If it comes up to this top, doesn't take it out, throws a tinier M on a smaller time frame like the 5-minute, or throws like a railroad, evening star, whatnot, you can start looking for it to be sells. But if you're trying to be precise with it, the most ideal thing to do is to wait for this whole entire drop right here and then the pullback. When it pulls back after that massive drop, you already know it's going to drop again. I'm telling you right now, this is your best bet if you're looking for, precision. Snipers, no drawdown, just straight profit. So wait for it to pull back, and then you guys can grab on that sell and bring it back down. That's what I'm going to be looking for. The 4 hour looks good too. Everything is overbought. It's hitting that. It threw a massive wick. If you guys see that right on the 4 hour, threw a heavy wick right here in the Mayo. So we're going to be looking for it to consolidate, hence start throwing the head and shoulders. Gold is looking like it's going to be doing the same thing. So let's kind of look at this 4 hour real quick. This espresso is great. Amazing. 4 hour. Hit the water. As predicted, continued up a little bit as we were looking at it last night. 1 hour. Let me see the 1 hour. Through a morning star right on the 144 on the Maya, on the blueberry, the water, and it continued up. It's retesting this high, throwing all these wicks. It's divergent. It's overbought. Everything we're looking forward to in reversal. I do suggest being careful on gold just because of the fact that it's a commodity. It is a technical pair, but I do suggest you guys wait just a tiny bit longer for gold to start making moves. The 15-minute looks clean. It's a divergent M on the top here. We'll be seeing how this all plays out, because if this thing reverses like I think it might, it could actually do this, where it'll come down and it'll come back up into this overall zone. So, and then it will drop again. So let me show you. Based on like supply and demand, so you got from the top here, from across here. So you got that whole zone that it might be holding. Let me see if I can. So let's see this. She sent us here. Huh? Yeah, you're good. You're good. This is my chart now. You can do whatever you want. Anything goes. So this is the supply and demand zone right here. That's where it's hitting. It's replaying. The only thing that concerns me about this is that, I mean, yes, it's over the stationary. I need to see more wicks. All right, we need to see this thing drop. I would not touch gold until this M has completely formed. All right, just don't touch it. It's very technical pair, so like please just avoid gold until you see a clean W where it shoots back down, possibly takes out this low. You won't be missing any pips if you catch this pullback. Okay, I promise you. It's better to wait for these guaranteed pips than it is to assume that it's just going to drop. So wait for it, and then you guys can grab it, because if this reverses tonight, it's dropping tomorrow. You're going to catch a whole nother 50 plus pips. Not even, you don't have to freaking stress out. Let's go to GU. GU is played out perfectly as well. This one, it's hit the 144 wick right off of it, and GBP pairs have been known to do that. That's why I like GBP pairs when it comes to the 144. They bounce off it beautifully. They've used it very nicely and continues in a good way. So daily looks like it's still below. It's pulled back nicely. It's above the catch-up, which is okay. It doesn't matter. It's hit off at 144. It's overbought. So this thing could be consolidating. I normally would say, hey, it's going to go up towards that blue, towards the that Mayo, but I know GBP pairs, and sometimes they can reverse right in the middle of EMAs like this. All right, there's a couple things that can happen here, so we really need to be, keep your eyes peeled tonight. Don't assume they're all going to reverse, because God forbid this thing stop hunts high again, goes up, retest that whole entire weekly high and the blueberry, and then it tanks the very next second. Like GBP bears can do that. So if it looks off compared to EU and AU because they correlate, just know that it can shoot up, take out this high, and still drop hella pips. That's where you got to be like tentative when it comes to GBP. So really pay attention. Don't just assume it's going to drop here. It's in between the EMAs. I don't like that. Normally I would say like look for a pullback and then buy it again because of where it's at, but GBP it does what it does. Let me see if this is divergent. It is divergent here in the 15 minutes. So the ideal setup would be clicked the wrong button. The ideal setup will be for this to throw a divergent M where it kind of goes up here, breaks the water, comes across, retests it, and then drops. That's one scenario, kind of like this, where it will play out, be like, whoop, and then kind of goes around, bounces off of it around this zone, and then drops again. That's one thing we could see. But ideally, what I want you guys to look for is that hard drop. It might not happen right now, but you want to see it initially break that 15-minute water. The best one would be if it breaks the 1 hour water. All right, if it breaks that 1 hour water, which is down here, you're golden. Let me look at the weekly here. So the weekly is a bit oversold. It looks like it's throwing a morning star, so we really need to be careful on this, because if this throws a morning star, guys, to end the week, this is the weekly. So if this throws a morning star, let me just paint the picture for you. If this throws a morning star, it's going all the way back up here. I'm talking like literally up there. You got like that high, this entire zone, because that is going to at least weekly. This would be a perfect pullback scenario on the weekly, where it kind of goes whoop, and then drops. Notice how it hasn't hit the catch-up yet, right? Normally what we look for is that pullback to the EMAs. We look for them. It does it every time it breaks. It comes around, bounces out the catch-up, bounces out the water in the catch-up, bounces out the catch-up. We want it to hit the catch up, and it has not done that this entire year. So if it shoots up, know your take profit. Just know that if it pulls back, that's okay, because this is where it's going to be going, to that catch up if it shoots up, which is about currently about 170 something pips away. So that would be a nice setup, but understand that it's due for something like that. Now looking at it right now, it's due for something, which is the catch up on the weekly is the water on the daily. So pay close attention. That's all I really got to say. I just don't want to assume that this thing is just going to keep dropping, because sometimes these pairs don't always have to correlate. So if this thing does anything, the most you guys will do is catch that midweek reversal down to that water. But then if during New York session, if you see it not break that water and it's throwing another pattern, do not be afraid to buy it again, because this thing is still valid for buys. All right. This goes for all the pairs. It's actually making me want to think about EU right now. EU is looking like it's throwing a morning star as well. The only thing is it's not oversold, nor is it divergent, and that's okay. But it could also pull back a little bit higher. I'm just trying to make sure daily water is looking there. Yeah, we're at a spot right now where you guys are not touching shit. All right, nobody's touching this. No, I'm not giving out signals right now. You guys are literally just waiting to see what this shit does between now and London session. All right, you are waiting. If you do not see a pattern, don't touch it. Dude, if you don't see a head and shoulders form, don't touch it. If you don't see an M form, do not touch it. Because if this thing continues to rise and you assume it's just going to reverse back down, you will lose money. Unless it forms a nice pattern. So I'm just saying, be careful. AU, same shit. They're all throwing all these wicks. Their last week through that wick, it's just tipping off of the oversold zone. Not really like my favorite thing. So that's why I'm saying this is all pullback. The daily looks like it could be going up to that water. So this midweek reversal could be extended, but it's weird because on the daily, it's like it still has room to hit that water, but on the 4 hour, look at it. I think it could consolidate here a little bit, and then it could just drop right back down again. Like, there's so many things that can happen. On top of that, it's overbought. It's throwing a divergent end. Like, I like AU for the continuation. That's why I'm like looking at how like EU's set up, because it's ugly, but they all correlate very well. AUD has been like one of my favorite pairs so far this whole entire last couple months. Is like, I like this for a sell. It looks really good, but again, be careful. Another thing to consider is that the EMAs are getting tight. So like consolidation could actually be a little bit longer than expected. This might not reverse tonight. Midweek reversal days happen Wednesday, Thursday. Doesn't mean, it's Wednesday, it's going to reverse tonight. It's going to reverse when the pattern's there. So if you don't see the pattern, this thing could, and this goes for EU and GU and all the pairs, this thing could consolidate right here, come back up for New York session, then drop again at the end of the day tomorrow, kind of like this, and then pull back, maybe, or drop a little bit further, and then pull back a little bit more, and then during the Asian session tomorrow, it might drop. All right, so you just really got to be like on top of your shit when it comes to this, right? Just don't expect a lot. U-Chief continued last night. We were looking for this thing to consolidate into the supply and demand zone and shoot up, but the momentum of it was so fast and so hard that it really just shot it down right to the blueberry in the 4 hour. All right, so now that it's doing that, we could look for some more consolidation. I'm about to say the same thing with the 144. Look at that, 144 is getting hit. It's out of the volatility band, so this thing could shoot down a little bit more. Weekly. It should be shooting down to that weekly water. Look for a continuation on this too. As much as I don't want to say, keep your eyes peeled. It is divergent here. Doesn't mean shit though. This looks like it actually could keep dropping, if anything. All right. So for those of you that are on, just understand that these pairs are probably not going to reverse tonight. They're probably just going to consolidate, to be completely honest. They're just going to chill. Like, I'm not liking these at all for a reversal right now. Like, these things are going to be like waiting for the whole day. So don't expect anything crazy tonight. Let them, if they reverse, cool. You missed the initial reversal. Guess what you get? The next day rise. But guess what? If it doesn't reverse tonight, then we know for 100% sure this thing is going to be dropping the next day, right? Or rising, depending on the actual setup. She fart. Yeah. Well, she licks her own ass, you know. Ew. That's nasty. That's disgusting. It's like, feel my wrath. One on the blueberry. What is this, UJ? Because of what happened with GJ last night, I still like UJ for buys, guys. Like, to be completely honest, I like UJ for a buy. Hit off the blueberry on the daily. Hit it off on the 4 hour. The 1 hour is like just chilling. I'm gonna say be careful. Again, like I've been avoiding the JPY pairs. I don't know if you guys been playing them. The only way I would play this pair is if I was really looking at the 15-minute or the 5-minute and scalping or / very closely intraday trading. Like I just wouldn't really touch these pairs. Like this is the W right here. That's the most I would buy right there. Like little tiny shit. But I'm avoiding JPY pairs for now because like they're just too much. So if you're trading JPY, have fun. I don't really care about them right now. That's why I stick to my 4 pairs. Let's see. Right, the blueberry. I'm gonna say the same shit. Expect some consolidation here. I would love to draw out the trend line and show you guys all the technicals here, but sometimes you just know when shit's not really gonna move. You don't want me to draw this? Look at this. So that's the trend line right there. It's been consolidating. Here's the one from yesterday when we were drawing it out. I'll even draw it here. If it wants to go. There we go. So we'll click this. There. Perfect. We're like in a channel within a channel, right? So this is the options that you have. There's multiple options here. It either goes up, bounces off, and drops down, and you can sell it here. It either goes up, breaks it, bounces off. You can buy it here for the continuation up to here. You can either have it drop here as it continues here. Doesn't break that low, you could buy it. And I'm pretty sure that we actually had this thing for a buy. Right down here. When it was coming up, it bounced right off of this little trend line right here, and then it continued. So I didn't know, I didn't like UJ at all, but I think we had it for a short-term buy. But these are your options. Buy down here after it drops, sell right here after it rises, or come up, breaks trend line, and then buy right here as it breaks. Like, that's it. That's all. That's literally your only scenarios right now, technical-wise. All right. I don't know if there's any news in the morning, but like this is literally all you have. That's it. You got your 3 options. So hopefully you guys remember that. GJ, like I said right before the analysis, GJ finally reversed. Showed a nice pattern right at the top here. This thing's been long overdue. 4 hour, I think it was divergent. It was divergent, not the best one that I like, but it broke the water, which is what I tell you guys to look for. So since that it finally broke the water, what does that mean? Does anybody want to guess what that means? Does anybody want to take a little educated guess right here? Anybody that watches my shit? I'll go to the 4 hour. What do we do now? After it breaks the water, then what? Seriously, who knows?
Wait for pullback?
Yeah, pullback, right?
Wait for the retest.
Look for the retest, look for it to hit that water, then what? We look for the nice patterns, W's, little inverted head and shoulders, lower time frame, hour, 15-minute type deal. And then you come up here, then what? You rebuy that shit. All right. So now that you understand that, what are you guys looking for? You're looking for shorter time frame. You're looking for this thing to drop. That's it. Look at that. Little, I don't want to say the head and shoulders, but ideally you're looking for this thing to drop. If it goes down to that blueberry in the 15-minute, doesn't break it, throw some patterns, you're rebuying it. Simple as that. Chat, retrace and moves out. There you go. Cooper got it. and Cooper. I know you're fine. You're first. You're on here before. You're on here every night. You watch it every night, so I know that you're on here. So really expect this thing to drop down tonight. If you guys want to catch a quick sell, to be completely honest, you might be able to actually sell this right now. Because I know this play out. This thing is gonna be it's gonna drop. So if you wanted to get in for like a quick scalp, this is GJ. Trade at your own risk. Not saying 100% take it, but I like this thing for the drop. Then you can look for the rebuy, and then pop that shit up. EA. So EA took an unexpected turn last night. I take that L on that aspect. I still like it for overall sell, but it did shoot up. So last night I told people on the blueberry here, I said as it wicked up to come up, so place your pending order up here, and then looking for a sell limit to keep dropping. It continued up, and it continued up right into this supply and demand zone that I actually have right here that I drew because price had been respecting this entire zone for weeks and months. All right, so it's hitting that zone right now. There's only two things we can do. There's three possibilities, technically two, because they're always going to do it. Possibilities are it's going to consolidate here, throw all the wicks it can, and then finally, after enough wicks, it'll drop again, or it'll consolidate as it is, and then shoot up. All right, and I'm going to look at the TDI now to kind of give me a little bit more of an insight of what it could do. So the 4-hour. It's outside the volatility band. It's above the stationary 50. That tells me that this thing could continue up. If it does, it is what it is. We'll see. Daily, it's going up to that stationary 50. Or it's already breaking it right now. It's in between all these pairs. Let's see. Let me go to the weekly. Monthly, I got to see this thing overall. So it's still technically an uptrend. All right, let's look at this. There's a couple things I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing that this thing could actually, as much as I don't want to say it, could fucking keep going, actually. We really got to see where this is at. It's above the EMAs. We're gonna have to be careful with this pair. He doesn't touch that. Wait a sec. You already know this is a good trend line here. It's in consolidation. This thing, it's in a tricky spot right now. If you're not in EA, just be patient. It's in consolidation. It did shoot up and it took out all these highs, which, you know, with that being said, it normally would consolidate, but I don't really see this thing really doing anything right now. It is diverging in the 15-minute, which is cool, but that still doesn't mean shit. If anything, if this is the divergence and this is what it's going to be doing, we'll be seeing this thing consolidate, drop hard, pull back, and then you can re-enter. But it's in a spot, so I'll have to update you guys as this thing goes along because I'm just not liking the way it looks right now. So just keep an eye out on EA. Tonight's gonna be a little weird for trading, just being completely honest. Just be really patient with this. Same thing, shit with GA. It could completely shot up. Look at it. I drew these. I drew this triangle. Trend lines kind of getting together and then squeezing. What happened? It did as predicted. It broke out, but it broke out to the upside, and it's continuing up. Let me see this. But here's the thing about trading, guys. For those of you that, I've been telling you that this thing is going to be dropping. Sometimes you're going to have to make a switch up of analysis instantly. So according to the last past weeks, it was looking as going to drop, and it was dropping. Things happen, things move. If it moves, guess what? Trading, you take an L, you got to keep looking for the next time. So this one is like looking like it actually could keep going. Didn't take out that low through a morning star last night, through a morning star yesterday, and it looks like it could continue up. Weekly, I think it's going to be a pullback, but I think it still has room to shoot up, to be completely honest. I think it's going to go up to that 144, that Mayo. It's really hard to tell right now because it's still inside the volatility bands. There's no divergence on the hour. GA is going to continue up, and if that happens, that means EA is. I'll be talking about that pair tonight. We'll be discussing it. There's a lot of setups. There might not be a lot of midweek reversals today. This is going to be one of those weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Shit's just not going to go the right way from this night out. But we got to wait. Just fucking watch. I mean, that's just these pairs, all right? Obviously, there's like 20-something other pairs, so there's other setups. But just saying for the pairs we're running right now, just be careful. GZ. What's that shit doing? Consolidating. I still don't like it. It's in the middle. Do not touch GZ. G Chief. Went up to that 1 hour Mayo yesterday. I think somebody in the chat actually called it out. It's like, oh yeah, I placed a buy, and it was like down here. I was like, yeah, the highest it's going is to that Mayo, and that's literally where it went. So, and it's pulling back now, but this thing is still susceptible can't even say the right word, to drop. These are all the lows. See how it's like hitting this recent low here? We can drop again. I don't like this. I think this is actually going to re-drop again on the daily 4 hour. I think it's going to make a pattern. Stop breaking the water. This thing could re-drop again. Look for this thing to continue. All right, it's bouncing right off of it. I mean, the best you can do is you can literally take this. It's in that channel. Drops here, continues up, doesn't break it, could break it. Best chance for you to sell this would be if it breaks here. If it breaks out, then you can look for a small retracement and then pull back again. But just understand that this is more likely going to be dropping. I have that. And then UCAD. So UCAD continued to drop yesterday, consolidated last night, technically this morning, and it's coming up to the water. It's divergent yet again. This thing is just divergent in all aspects. 4 hours wicking off the catch-up. It's not divergent here. I feel like this thing's going to continue down, to be honest, and go down all the way to the next support zone. So look for this thing to continue to drop and catch those pips. So, all right, cool. Does anybody here have any questions? I know there's a lot of setups, or not a lot of setups, but we're going to have to really be patient tonight. I just don't like how this shit's moving at all. I think it's going to be I think it's just going to be a consolidation tonight. I don't think there's going to be a lot of momentum or volatility. Oh, cool. All right, well, so let me just put this out there. For those of you that are not in the group already, I do have a confirmation group. We go over in the chats, we talk about our setups, and I do weekly training. So for anybody here that's actually interested in that, let me know. I'm going to be adding some exclusive content and expanding marketing and content to give value for you guys. So anybody that's watching this now or is watching this in the recording, just message me saying you're looking for more information, and we can go from there. give you the value that whatever you're looking for I can help you with, or point you in the right direction if it's not me. But yes, I will talk to you guys tomorrow, 9 o'clock Eastern time, and we'll see if these things actually reverse. If they didn't, we'll be possibly looking for the reversals then. But just be really careful tonight. Don't expect a lot of moves, and if they do move, catch the pullback. Everyone here, have a great night. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace.